been saying this for the longest time. This pandemic needs a united response. The collective might of the world's largest economies. World leaders need to summon the spirit of international cooperation, which the so-called global organizations claim to embody. And in the process, they need to seek accountability. They need to ask why their citizens are in such dire straits today. Who is to blame for this? It's a very important time and you need to ask the right questions. Something on these lines happened today. The G20 held a 2-hour-long emergency summit. And no, there was no jostling to be in the front row for a group photograph this time. This one was different. It was a closed-door virtual meeting. The leaders met online to find solutions for the coronavirus crisis. Also present at the summit was the World Health Organization and UN representatives, United Nations. The agenda, in the words of the G20 chair for this year, King Salman of Saudi Arabia heads the G20 right now, and the agenda, according to him, was for its members to carry out responsibilities as leaders of the world's largest economies. The question is, did they? On WION Edit, we shall discuss. In fact, let me directly start by telling you the point I'm trying to make here. None of the 20 member nations sought accountability for the damage that is being done, still being done. There was no discussion on how one of the 20, neglected necessary measures to control the outbreak. No mention of how the wrongful conduct of the WHO delayed the global response, and no mention of how China was now down to blaming the very victims of this virus. In fact, China, in tandem with the WHO, was allowed to preach the heads of state on what they ought to do. President Xi Jinping was present there, and he was provided an easy platform to play the Good Samaritan and to read sermons about removing barriers. That is right. Speaking at the summit, the Chinese president urged fellow member nations to facilitate trade and cut tariffs. He says China is ready to step up import and increase foreign investment. And the G20 seems to have fallen for these words. A joint statement was issued a while back. Neither China nor the WHO has been held to account. And allow me to quote one excerpt from the joint statement that stands out. It says, "We fully support and commit to further strengthen the WHO's mandate in coordinating the international fight against this pandemic." Commit to strengthen the WHO at what expense, we ask? It's been 3 months and the health body has only mirrored Chinese propaganda. It's always been a step behind. Beijing is holding the WHO hostage. And why just the WHO? The whole world. We've done countless reports on this. The coronavirus is still a continuing challenge. The world still needs good information by the World Health Organization on what is happening in China and elsewhere. Today's G20 summit could have achieved a lot, could have done a lot more.